Welcome to Sugar Free. Hello Pisces. This is your reading for the period October the 16th to October the 31st. We have a new moon on the 16th, followed by a full moon on the 31st. And if you're at all into astrology, you will probably be aware that this is a very unusual fortnight coming up. So I thought I'd do some dedicated readings sign by sign for these, and this is the one for you, Pisces. So I'm just going to quietly shuffle. What do we need to know? Right. Okay. You are the last reading I'm doing of this series, I believe. Yeah. I think only once has this card come up in the upright, the Hierophant in the reverse, and here he is again for you, Pisces. This is our beliefs about what the structure is of our world. But it's not real primarily, it's about how we see it, what we believe to be the shape of things, because that's what the Hierophant is about. I mean, for example, the Hierophant rules all kinds of, or is representative of all kinds of institutions. Like, for example, just off the top of my head, the institution of marriage. And if you think about it, all of these institutions are simply based on collective agreement on the part of everybody that when certain things are done and certain documents are signed and certain things are said, that it is then real. But it's only because we all agree it is. That's what the Hierophant represents. Our collective agreement with each other about this being this and that being that. And it's on its head, all right? So there's a major shift in how we see things coming up. But let's go back to the beginning. We have the Devil here. We have a kind of caught upness in delicious unhappiness. Because with the Devil, there's always this sense of sort of being chained and being kind of hooked into something, but rather liking it. And in the Rider-Waite tarot pack, we have the two individuals, the man and the woman, on either side of the Devil, chained to the Devil, but they're quite calm there. They don't seem to be struggling that much to get away. And in this Italian tarot, old Nick here, the Devil, we can see he has this wound over his heart, and he doesn't seem sort of particularly bothered by it, and it almost looks like he's trying to escape. But anyway, he's surrounded by his rather gruesome acolytes. He's shaking his fist at the world, and this represents being caught, feeling trapped. It's a bit like the Eight of Swords in the Minor Arcana. But there's always, as I say, this element of choice. It's like, oh no, I can't get away. I can't get. Like, yeah, yeah, you can. You just don't really want to. So that's what we're coming into, coming in with at the beginning of this reading. Then followed by the Moon in the reverse. So swift illumination and swift ending of obscuration and veils pulled over what is in effect a borrowed light source. The moon is not a light source. It borrows its light from the sun. And there's an ending of this. There's a swiftness to it because there's a lot of water involved in the moon, obviously. And when it's in the reverse, in this reading, I'm saying in this reading, there is a kind of, it's like, if you had like a bag, a plastic bag of water or a balloon of water, and it goes pop and psh, it all comes out like this. So there's very swift release of rather mucky stuff, a bit stinky, suddenly all flooding out. That's what I'm getting from these two cards. And as I said, the upshot here is the upending of what we all collectively agree to be the way it is. Sometimes the way it is turns out to be the way it isn't, and in the fullness of time becomes the way it was. Okay, the third card we have here in the upright, beautifully, is the Strength card. So what this is saying to me is that there is a force of civilization represented here by this very well-dressed, rather counterintuitively unshod woman. You know, she's not in a jungle with this lion. What is this lion doing in a place where people go around dressed like that? Yeah, a nice dress. She's got a bloody crown on as well. But she is overcoming this wild animal. It's like things have got out of hand. Things have got out of hand and need to be taken in hand. And that's exactly what she's doing by so bravely and gently placing her hands in the jaws of this lion. It's probably the only way to actually subdue this wild animal. And as I say, she's showing great courage. So what we have here is a swift unraveling of rather neurotic bondage and enslavement, which is there's an element of surprise involved in it. But that swiftness of the change is mediated by real courage and kind of old-fashioned values, I would say. At the point where you stop asking, like, is this okay? Is this okay? And you're just like, well, no, clearly it's not. But somehow the energy of the devil, had kind of got us all a bit kind of bedraggled and like sort of, I can't quite see what's going on. It's all a bit. She's like, oh my God, zhoof, no, it's not. It's like, right, okie doke. Let's call in like Auntie the Lion Tamer and, and tame this lion. And by the end of this process, we're in a whole new reality in terms of what we think, how we think the world is structured. As I said, with the Hierophant, it's different from the Emperor. Okay, the Emperor is real structure, real authority. This is the authority of belief systems. And here it's presented on its head. So Auntie the Lion Tamer is coming to town, and I think that lion might well end up being a beloved, well-respected part of the family. And I'm going to leave it at that. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Namaste.